Hello world and welcome to Elevated Intuition. Today we are doing a reading for your next week. I do these all the time, so if this is not one that resonates with you, these are timeless readings, so I will put my weekly playlist down below and you can, pick out one that you think would be a better fit. If not, great, here we go. So this is the point in the reading where you engage your intuition and pick the cards or piles or numbers or objects I'll be placing on here in a moment. And I engage my intuition to then read those cards for you. The timestamps are in the description. I also have a couple other things going on. These Lisa Frank cards, I did a video, if you like them, of how you can get your own deck, so I will put that in the description. I also, if you love to do your own readings and you want to record those, I have a tarot journal, and that link is in the description. And always welcome new people, welcome new subscribers. Super grateful and appreciative of everyone here watching, everybody who gives my video a like or a comment, or even a dislike. I appreciate you and love you too. So thank you. So let's get to these objects and I will tell you why I picked them. Group one, for group one, we have a unicorn cookie. For group two, we have a rainbow cookie. And for group three, let me know what you think this cookie is. Is it a cupcake cookie or is it an ice cream cookie? I was thinking cupcake, but then, this makes it look like ice cream. So help me debate that out in the comments. Okay, so I picked these cookies because I thought we should have a rainbow unicorn ice cream slash cupcake reading. I was like, it can't always, it just had this idea of like, it can't always be like rainbows and lollipops. I'm like, why not? Why can't it be? I think it can be. Let's make our week unicorns, rainbows, and ice cream. So that's why I picked these guys for you for this week. And that's why I picked some really fun and colorful cards. And all of those cards are also in the description. So if you're ever wondering what kind of cards I'm using, that's down there too. I have a lot of information in the description, so you should check that out. Anyway, if you still don't know after all of my rambling which pile to pick, you can come with me. I'm going to take a deep breath in. I'm going to close my eyes. I do need to calm down, okay? Close my eyes, take a deep breath in, and release. Okay, if you open your eyes, whichever pile, object, number you are drawn to, like you're first drawn to, your first reaction, that's your pile. So again, super appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here, sending lots of love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I will see you at your reading. Hello, group one. If you picked the unicorn cookie, you are in the right spot, and these really are cookies. I get a mess going when we have them, but that's okay. I like them. So the first card we have for you for your next week is the Star. This is a major arcana card. Actually, all the ones in this particular deck that I have are major arcana, and that's why I wanted to start off with these. The Star is about hope. It is about new things coming for the future. And it's just, you being a bright star. It also talks about connection. I also, we've got a dolphin, a killer whale, and some penguins playing together, which they wouldn't play together in nature, but they're playing together underneath the stars and in this particular card. And it reminds me of, I grew up in my favorite astrophysicist, yes, probably the only one I ever heard of, was Carl Sagan, and he talked about us being made of star stuff. So that's important for you to remember too. The star usually occurs though after a tower moment, and this is so appropriate if you're watching this video close to when I post it, but at any time you might want to check the lunar cycle. This is really appropriate like after a full moon, because a full moon sometimes forces us, it's a great energy to release. It's a great energy to let things go. Sometimes we let things go because we want to. Sometimes we want to, but it's still difficult. Sometimes the universe kind of conspires against us. I wouldn't say against us, but it feels like that in the moment, to bring about change by creating it, by pulling things away. Now, if you're an emotional pack rat like me, I'm an emotional pack rat. I'm also a physical pack rat. I'm also a pack rat on every level. Those things can be hard, but it is very refreshing to let things go, to, just I have long hair. Just getting a haircut is amazing. And sometimes you're very afraid, even just a haircut. Come on, people. This is how hard it is to change, because even a haircut can be difficult. So I was going to pull one affirmation, but two came out for you. So I thought we should take it. Connection. I'm connected to, and look, we've got penguins here and penguins here. Awesome. I am connected to the multitudes, and I can access their support at any time. Even a stranger offers a sense of comfort when they smile at me or make a dumb comment about the weather. Everyone is waiting to connect. All I need to do is open myself up and pay attention. Note to self, work on witty banter about weather-related stuff. So, that's open to you, talking about the weather. And also very connected here to the star when I was talking about, just even the penguins, because I normally don't have cards with penguins. So to have that is a great synchronicity. And then also, when I was talking about the star stuff, that we're all connected, and just seeing that sometimes, somebody smiles at you and your first reaction is, what are you smiling at? Maybe that is an indication that you're not in the best mental place, okay? Let other people's happiness and joy wash over you if they offer it. And then we have confidence. In this moment, take a step back and look at myself with pride of a good mother. So you don't have to be a mother, but it's saying like, you have voices in your head. You can talk to yourself, and you can say kind and motherly things to yourself, and you can take care of yourself like you're a mother. I see an abundance of ability and talents that show up all the time in big and little ways. If I could stick myself on a refrigerator, I would invite all the neighbors over to say, look at that. Can you believe that what an A+ that is? So lovely. So those are things for you this week to think about, to meditate on. Affirmations for you: connection and confidence. I feel like a connection is a really big one. So now I'm going to get out some more cards. Okay, so these cards came flying out. I actually didn't have to shuffle very long at all. It's so interesting here that we've got Judgment showing up, even though it's in reverse, but there was so many, I just did a series of readings for each zodiac sign for the full moon, and there were so many Judgment cards showing up. Like, this was a big one. Right now we have it in reverse. We also have the Page of Pentacles reversed, the King of Wands in reverse, and we have the Eight of Cups upright. So it feels like, you know, confidence could be really key for you this week, because it feels like something has gone on that is leaving you a little less confident in a way where you're feeling like you need to walk away from something. This Eight of Cups is really interesting because it has like these pairs, but the ladybug, she is walking off alone. This could be a relationship where you're feeling unfulfilled. It could be just a situation. It could be even a friendship where you're just like, you know, I need to walk away. It's not scratching that itch, but it's not fulfilling you in a way that you thought it would. Use your best judgment. Usually judgment comes in, and I feel like judgment can often be an obstacle, especially if it's in reverse. Judgment to me upright is, she's an angel. Usually this is the Archangel Gabriel, tooting his horn, calling all those people who are worthy to ascend, right? But when it's in reverse, I feel like you're not going to the place that you thought you would, especially you feel like you want to walk away. It's not this relationship, this job, this thing is not taking you to where you want to go. I love though that we started off with the star, because I feel like there's hope. And when I was talking about like the star comes after something that is pulled out of your life, and it's pulled out for a reason. And I hope that reason is you feel like you want and need more. When we have the Page of Pentacles reversed here, it makes me feel like that thing is something tangible. In a job situation, is you're not being compensated enough. You want to leave because you feel like you can do better someplace else. You probably can. If but the page is in reverse. So I almost feel like it's something you've been thinking about for a long time, and you're really thinking about walking away. To be successful in your walk away, I feel like you need to have a point. I don't want you to dwell on any of the negatives. I want you to think, you know what, this job is not paying me enough. I am sick of it. I need to do something else. So with that, you have to have something else in mind. Maybe then you just go through the motions in your day job and you start your side hustle. Maybe it is something where you just, again, you're not concerned so much about what you're doing in your daily job. Like your main focus isn't there. It's just, okay, I've decided that my next step is that I need to leave this job. And you, basically, I want you to have a plan before you leave anything, whether that's a relationship, and not necessarily that you're going to go into the next relationship, but if you're living with somebody, have a plan of like, okay, this is how I'm going to leave. This is where I'm going to move to. This is how I'm going to support myself. If you're in a relationship and, you know, but I feel like there might be money issues, and maybe you are supporting this other person if it's a relationship. And then we have the King of Wands in reverse. King of Wands, so he would be somebody, okay, so if you're walking away from somebody, it could possibly be a fire sign, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So that's a possibility. Sometimes these kings represent a person, and he is not like cracked up. He's not what he presented himself to be. You thought that he was self-sufficient, and this could be, I'm just saying he, because it's somebody who is like a fire sign and somebody who exhibits, like, they seem like they were in control. So it could be a female as well. It's just that energy. It's the masculine energy of having things under control, being in control. To a certain extent, that's a positive because they pay their bills, they show up to work, they go through the motions, they go places on time, they do what they say. And that is just like the masculine energy. It could be a female exhibiting this as well, so I don't want to rule that out. But underneath, like you're really discovering, like a narcissist would be this energy where at first you look at them and you thought that they were everything that you ever wanted and they were projecting that, and then now that you've gotten into this relationship, it's not that way. It's actually the complete opposite. This also makes sense in a work situation if this is your boss. I have worked for people, and in my King of Wands reversed was actually a female, where she seemed like she had everything under control. She had my back. She was all about it. She invited me to let me know what's going on, and then she just was like a huge backstabber, and she turned out to be nothing of what she originally projected. So I feel like you're coming to a realization that you have somebody in your life that just is not there for you. The connection here is finding other people who like are in that same position, other people who want to leave their jobs, leave their relationships, that kind of thing, and finding that support group. And then the confidence here is like, yeah, you know what, I've got this. Overall, I've got the star. The 8 of Cups, then that very next cup is the 9 of Cups. That's the wish card. That's finding everything and anything that you have ever wanted. And Judgment reverse, this is using your judgment, and maybe this situation didn't take you to where you wanted to be, and you're recognizing that, and you're exercising your judgment for yourself, what is best for you, and where you want to go. So I've got 2 more cards to pull for you, my lovely unicorns. Transformation. This fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. So I want you to remember that. The best is yet to come. Very much related to this star energy. When we're in the middle of a transformation, a lot of times it doesn't feel good. Once it's over though, it's like, wow, that was amazing. Like I cannot believe that I accepted anything less for myself than I desired or that I deserved. So I love that for you, group 1. And look at this. This cannot be more connected to the star. New beginnings. The fairy godmother heralds the joyous news of a new baby or the birth of a cherished idea. Protect and nurture your ideas as you would a baby. So it's not necessarily that you're pregnant, or if you're unable to be pregnant, that your partner is, that you're expecting, but this is putting forth new ideas. This is finding new possibilities for yourself. Like I said, very much connected to the star, very hopeful, very much connected to the 8 of Cups. Like when we think about a new baby, there is so much hope and joy and love, and we always think the best about that baby, don't we? We always think, wow, this baby could grow up to change the world. And you know what? We are right. We are right. That baby can grow up to change the world, just like your idea, just like you. You can grow up to change the world, group 1, as long as you have your connections and your confidence to do that, and you don't accept anything less for yourself. So love you, group 1. Hope to see you in the next reading. If this resonated, please give me a like and let me know which card really resonated for you. And thank you so much for being here. Hello, group 2. If you picked the rainbow or the clouds, no judgment, whatever you like, you are in the right spot. So the first card that came out for you, group 2, is the sun. I love this, and I love it with the rainbow. First of all, we need the sun to create that rainbow. The sun within the light spectrum, all of the colors exist within the light spectrum, and it is the, as sunlight shoots through water particles, that's what breaks the light spectrum apart so that we can see all the beautiful colors that are in this rainbow. There is a certain amount of joy and love. I love all the colors here. The sun is also, the sun is sanitizing. The sun is shines light on truths. It is a time for you. It just shows you your path. It's a great sign that you're on the right path. You're going the right way. You are doing all of the right things, group 2. Wherever you want to go, it is taking you. So in this particular card, it's interesting that we have like it's not a unicorn, my group 1. The cookie was a unicorn, but we have a horse, and then riding on the horse we have a multicolored turtle. Usually that's a baby, and you know, children are joy, children are potential, and children show great opportunities. So those are lovely things coming for you. We also have patience. Congratulations, you've been granted more patience. You may start using it right away or much, much later. Waiting a long time is the sort of option now afforded to you by greater patience. Can you believe it? Look at this. You're still reading and you haven't started getting annoyed yet. You might be getting annoyed. I'm sorry if you are, but that's why it's important to have patience. Imagine how this patience will transform your life. Imagine how easy it will be to go to the post office. Oh, yeah. The other thing when we have like the sun with patience is, you know, just really be in the moment. Sometimes we are so caught up in going from point A to point B that we forget that we can really enjoy that journey in between. You can also set intentions for those things, like those, I think it was Gem Goddess who was talking about how, like, even when she takes a shower, she just imagines herself in a, you know, in the middle of the rainforest, taking a shower in a waterfall, you know, those types of things. So you can really like use this patience because there are tasks that we do every day, and there should be ways for you to find that joy in those tasks and really enjoy those moments. And then those moments add up because, you know, I don't know about you, but I'm in my car a lot. And then define timing. Everything is timing, and timing is everything. Gladly, I release my concern over timing and let things happen when and as they will. I trust that divine schedule makers know what they're doing. I can take a long time to reach divine middle management. Very connected to patience. It's funny that both of those came out for you, and I feel like you're really meant to just be in a just to enjoy the moment, be in joy, seek out like these little moments. When you think about like a rainbow and enjoying a rainbow, like that's just a moment of calm, and it's a moment that you're not worried about things, and it's a moment of you know, joy and enjoyment, and you're not worried about your point A to point B at that time. You are really, I wouldn't say stuck in that moment, but happy in that moment. So I'm shuffling here, and as I'm shuffling, things are popping out. And this is what we have. So very much patience when we've got the Knight of Swords reversed. So we start off with the Knight of Swords reversed. We have the Three of Wands reversed. Again, like Three of Wands is actually like taking your plan and putting it into action. But when we have it in reverse, I feel like it's still time to like hang out here. We're not moving very quickly yet. We're just hanging out. We're being in the moment. Eight of Pentacles is you doing something, but it's perfecting your craft. It is working on it. Like she is creating something beautiful, but she's not in any hurry doing it because she is doing it with intent. It keeps coming up. It's really important for you. She is doing it with precision, and she's also enjoying not only the end product. Like I know she's going to be super happy with the end product, but the joy is in the journey. The joy is in the creation. The joy is creating it. And she's just really in this moment and creating it and being very intentional with the things that she creates. And then we've got the Nine of Wands reversed. I want to show this to you. Nine of Wands is kind of a battle card. It is, you can see here, like she has gone up against, maybe it's this rose, and she has gotten, because every rose has a thorn, and she has gotten pricked here a couple times. It's almost a very kind of related to patience and divine timing too, because I feel like it's a release of you trying to control things, because the result of you trying to control things has been, has left you wounded, has left you exhausted, has left you with these negative things, and it's time to try something different. It's time to let go of some things. It's time to slow down. The fastest way to get someplace is slowly. The tortoise and the hare kind of thing. The fastest place to get someplace is to enjoy the moment, enjoy the ride. That's why I feel like this Eight of Pentacles is here. I feel like doing something very physical would help you, whether that, because Pentacles is physical things. She's specifically working on like an art piece or an artwork, something tangible for the world. I feel like you might want to create something. Maybe that's not your end goal. And what I mean by that is like, your end goal is to get a better job. Your end goal is to put money away. Your end goal is to buy a house. Your end goal is to be in a beautiful relationship. And these are things that you can't control at the moment. And it's time to kind of maybe put that intention out of what you want to the universe. Like when I found my husband, what my prayers were that I would find somebody who loved me as much as I loved them. And then I let it go. I let the universe work on it. And in the meantime, I worked on myself. You work on yourself. You work on your skills. You work on your craft. What is it that you would really like to create? Are you somebody who wants to create artwork? Are you somebody who needs to work on your skill for your job? Is there like a little mini course that you can take? All of these little things, and it's not necessarily a distraction, although it is, because it keeps your headspace out of whatever this is that's been, I don't want to say haunting you, but I feel like you've been going after something and you're just not getting the traction on it that you feel you should. When we have the Sun card here, which is the major energy, right? Because this is a major arcana card. It's a major energy. It's telling you to enjoy the moment. It's telling you to live in joy. Joy is in the journey. It's telling you that all will be revealed very soon. And then we've got everything here of like patience and letting go of this, like trying to control things. Stop fighting it. Enjoy the beauty of where you are. Enjoy the beauty of what you create. And that's the energy for this week, but I feel like that'll set off that intention or that thing. Maybe you've got multiple things. I have multiple things of what you really, really want. So I'm going to pull two more cards for you, group 2. Love it. I love her very colorful rainbow wings. And I'm realizing that this is journey. I was just talking about joy is in the journey. It's time to prepare for a journey. It may be impromptu or planned. Either way, make sure you're ready when the time comes. Pick up your passport now. So, to me, this is, just live in the moment, enjoy this journey once you get there. But also, like, Three of Wands is about a journey. Knight of Swords is about a journey as well. It's very much movement. And I feel like the universe is telling you your journey is coming. In the meantime, relax. In the meantime, create. In the meantime, enjoy yourself. Enjoy where you are now. This has actually been coming up a lot, where I talk about sometimes we feel like we're going nowhere. And there is like this need that humans have, where we feel like we should be progressing. We feel like we should be achieving goals. We should feel like we should be doing something. Doing, going. And the thing is, even if you're sitting still, even if you're just chilling, even if you're just meditating, I don't want to say just meditating, but you know what I mean. You're just sitting there. You are relaxing. Even if you're just doing that, you are sitting on the earth, which is hurtling through space at like 67,000 miles an hour or a minute, something crazy like that. And things can change very, very quickly. Control the controllables. You can't control other people. You can't control a lot of circumstances, but you can always control your reaction to it. And then we have life energy. The happy fairy of sunshine brings lots of life-giving energy. She reminds you to shine your light and to reveal anything in the shadow that needs to be healed. So I feel like, when we are still, when we are stopped, there's a reason for that. There is a reason to relax. There is a reason to slow down. There is a reason because if you think about your muscles, when you're working out and you're lifting things, your muscles need that time to recover. And it's actually that time in recovery that your muscles are building themselves back up. And then you can go and lift after you've, recovered, you can go and lift things and you become stronger and stronger and stronger. But if you just continually lift and use the same muscles like every single time, you would be just so fatigued. And I feel like that's kind of like what this Nine of Wands is that you are fatigued and it's time to like give it a break. Focus on something that's going to make you happy, because this week is all about happy, and just let the universe take care of the rest. Let the universe take care of the rest of the details. Put that intention out there. This movement forward isn't going to be stagnant for long. Don't worry about that. Have patience and trust in the divine timing. Sometimes my head moves faster than my mouth. I apologize for that, group 2. But I think this looks like a beautiful week. I hope that you have a beautiful week. And thank you so much for being here. I will see you in the next reading. Hello, my lovely group 3s. If you picked this ice cream cone or cupcake, you tell me what you think it is. You are in the right place. Let's get out the first card that came out for you. And we have the moon. So I love the moon. It is talking about, as we are finishing up, if you're watching this as I'm uploading it, we're finishing up Scorpio season. The moon is so important because it talks about our internal, it talks about our feelings, it talks about our intuition. And I feel like those two energies work very, very well together. The other thing with the moon, it just depends on what phase the moon is in. And I recently did a video for each zodiac sign on the recent full moon. And that energy, will be around for a long time. So if you are interested or that resonates, you might want to look up your zodiac sign, sun, moon, or rising, and take a look at those readings. So the moon can also talk about release, letting go. What do you need to release? What do you need to let go? It might not be so clear. And you might need to do some soul searching, because when you think about the moon, even if it is a full moon, the night sky is very dark. And if you're only guided by the moonlight, you kind of have to tap into some extra senses other than what you see. You might need to use your imagination. You might need to use your intuition. You might need to use your sense of smell, your sense of touch. You might need to get the path isn't always so super clear. But what it does say is usually there are two dogs, or a dog and a wolf, on the moon card, and it kind of represents two different paths for you. And there are two different towers here as well. So it really does suggest that it doesn't matter which path you pick, it's going to be the right path, because you're going to put your time and energy and effort towards it. And the path that you pick is going to be picked via your intuition. So it's not so much to kind of be worried about it. It's more of a time to trust and to trust yourself. We also have an element of water in here. This is a little turtle playing in water, and we've got land. So water represents our emotions. It represents our intuition. It's time to balance those things out. Don't let your emotions run wild. If you're feeling something and it's really intense and it's important, your emotions are important. We don't want to push our emotions away. We don't want to ignore them, because they will come back and manifest in other ways. But, we can't let our emotions run wild, and we can't because we are having a bad day or we are feeling sad, like take that out on everybody around us. That's not fair to them, and it's not fair to you either. When you have a specific emotion, it's time to ask them questions about it. Like, why are you feeling this? Where is it coming from? If you're an empath, sometimes it's not even your emotions. I have had instances where have you ever just felt super guilty all of a sudden for no reason? And you're like, why am I feeling guilty? If you investigate that emotion and you realize, this is not my emotion. I have nothing to feel guilty about. Or, you feel super guilty for some reason because somebody told you should. That's a problem too. So it's also like, what emotions are yours? I don't want to say baggage, but what baggage is it that, you really need to deal with and carry? And what baggage is it that isn't yours? If you know some narcissists in your life, these people love to unpack their baggage on you and let you carry their negative emotions, because they don't deal with their own emotions. They just throw them off onto other people. It's really not, it's not healthy for you as the empath, and it's not healthy for them either, because then they never deal with things. And a lot of times, their lives spiral out of control, and you can be a reformed narcissist. I know some. So the first affirmation that came up for you is letting go. I don't dwell on bad things that happen. I let things go because I have enough heavy things to carry around me. And also grudges aren't a great look. So I'm smiling and I'm kind of laughing here because the baggage thing, I said I didn't want to say baggage, but baggage. So what is your baggage to carry? What is your baggage not to carry? What do you need to let go? Sometimes it even is like you're feeling guilty about doing something, but you need to reconcile that, because you can't carry that around. And I know people who carry guilt around for years and years and years. Unfortunately, I have had a lot of people recently pass away in my life, and is often a lot of guilt around that, because you always feel like I could have done more. I should have saw them at this, you have to let that go, because it's not, and never going to get better. Either you can get it, there's a way that you can get in touch with them or write a letter to them, but they wouldn't want you to walk around with guilt and shame over things like that either. Generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person in the stadium who doesn't do the wave. So there is a level of everybody being connected here. There is a level of, I talked about your emotions flowing. So there's a level of emotions flowing, just, I'm not saying that you give your negative emotions to somebody, but let it flow so that you're able to give your best to somebody. I love those cards for you. Okay, I'm gonna shuffle now. All right, so these came out very, very quickly. 10 of Wands. You just saw me shuffle. This is the baggage card of tarot. Packing things on, carrying things around. It's time to let go, even if you feel like it's beautiful things, even if it is something beauty. Like maybe these are things that you can hand off to other people, like in the physical sense is what I'm talking about. Like, and this is actually a theme. I forget what other reading in this particular reading where it's let things go, let things flow. You carrying things around, you're not really in the flow of things, and it can be like you have just kept picking up things from your job. It can be new tasks here and there. It could be new tasks around your house. Let other people help you. I made a comment to my husband. I was like, oh no, I forgot the laundry. I forgot to do my job, my mom job. And he, I think he took it out of the dryer. And he's like, well, it's my job to make your life easier. Realize that your partner is there to make your life easier, and you're there to make their life easier. You don't have to keep piling on and creating baggage for yourself and carrying things around. You have kids, have them do some chores, make them work. They're good at that. Child labor is awesome. At work, maybe you keep picking things up, and it's enough. It's enough. You are enough. It's enough. You don't need to do anymore. And a lot of times in a work situation, like we pick things up because we have this desire to be seen. We have this desire for our boss to be happy with what we're doing. And sometimes that doesn't happen. So if you keep picking up jobs and you're not getting the recognition and the compensation for it, it's time to step back from that. It's time to start handing some things off. It's time to speak up and say that you're overwhelmed. Like I was making that example in your relationship. You can let other people know that you're overwhelmed. So interesting. We've got the King of Swords reversed. Kings have been coming out in reverse. I think it's time to let go of this illusion of control. Because control is an illusion. And we've got the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups reversed. These two cards are actually better in reverse. I feel like there is a time of emotional and manipulation. Somebody may be manipulating your emotions, and you're finally seeing that. But this is letting go. Both of these cards are about letting go of negative emotions usually. Four of Cups is I call it the meh card. Usually there's somebody handing you a cup and you're just sitting here dwelling on like the negatives, when there's very positive and beautiful things happening around you. In this particular situation, she's sitting here in the grass, kind of upset that it's raining, but she's not getting wet. She's fine. It almost reminds me of kind of like what you might see on the news and getting upset about what's going on in the news, but then the realization of like, wait a second, that's not my reality. That's not what's happening to me. They have a tendency to take something and just blow it up and blow it out of proportion, and they do manipulate our emotions for that. Because I kind of feel like this King of Swords is the Emperor's new clothes. If you're not familiar with that story, the Emperor wanted to be seen as somebody who's super fashionable, and there was like this hot designer that came in and told him that he was putting on these invisible clothes, and the Emperor was naked. There was no substance there. There was nothing there. But they just conned everyone and said, oh, well, only the enlightened and intelligent people can see these clothes. So then everybody pretended they could see them. And finally it took a child to say, hey, the Emperor is naked. There's nothing going on here. There's no substance here. So I feel like but going back to that job situation where you keep picking up, and maybe they're holding like this golden carrot in front of your face, like, oh yeah, well, we just need to get this job done right now, and we'll do reviews, and at your review, I had somebody tell me that at a job and they never did reviews, like ever. I worked there for years. Like, wait a second, they're lying to me, because I feel like somebody is lying to you and you're starting to see it. I feel like you're starting to feel it. And that's kind of what I feel like this King of Swords in reverse is about. Swords is information. Swords is truth. Swords is logic. And something is you've been kind of going along with, and you're realizing, and the moon is helping you do it, that wait a second, this does not seem logical. This does not seem right. And this information that this person, or maybe it's the news, or you've been seeing it on Facebook, or whatever that is that does not resonate with you, that's been coming in, it's kept you from your joy. It's kept you from your happiness. It's kind of kept you isolated. I feel like the generosity piece here is for you to reconnect. It's to reconnect with your friends, your family. It is for you to not feel so isolated anymore over this misinformation and lies that's coming on. This really is like, hey, you're letting go of things that just aren't right. It's just not right. It's just not right for you. Okay. We've got believe in magic. Open your eyes to see the magic that's all around in nature. The Fairy of the Northern Light says you are a part of nature, so you are magical too. I feel like this Knight or this King of Swords has been going around making you feel less magical than you really are. Maybe you've been forced to pick things up, or because a lot of times like people pleasers will take on it more and more and more and more, and they do that because they aren't confident in who they are. And I feel like this King of Swords, it has been manipulating you and has affected your confidence. And it's time to come out of that funk. It's time to realize all of the beauty around you. It is time to realize and stand in your magic. And then friendship. Fairies and humans alike need friends. Now is the time to seek out those who will support and encourage you on your journey to fulfillment, or to fulfill your dreams. Love this. And I feel like this is very much connected to this generosity, because it is part of being in a community. It's part of like you are offering I don't want to say help, but you know, maybe it is you're offering help to somebody else and they're offering it to you. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to give money to certain people, although you may want to. We think about this time of year of being thankful for what we have, and then what are things that we can give to others that would be of value to them, that would help them out, and then they reciprocate, or we get that, you know, that flow of almost karma in the universe. So lovely group 3, that's what I have for you. I hope you have a fantastic week, fantastic day, sending lots of love, and if this resonates for you, please let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I super appreciate you.